Hello everyone! In this video, I'm going to give you some tips on how to start thinking in English, which is the first step towards fluency. If your English is slow, if your English is broken, it might be so because you're still thinking in your native language, and you need to develop that ability to switch and think in English. I promise things will be so much easier once you make that step. But how do we do it? How do we make that step? First of all, some important things to keep in mind. This is not something that happens overnight, I'm not gonna lie to you. Thinking in English is like a habit. And like all habits, it requires some getting used to. Also, this will only be possible, and I cannot stress this enough, if you truly want to, if it's something that you truly want to achieve, and if you are willing to put in some effort at first. With that being said, how do we start thinking in another language? Well, the most important thing, in my opinion, is to surround yourself with the language. People who live in an English-speaking environment are usually able to start thinking in English very early on in their English learning journey because you just cannot avoid English when you're in an English-speaking country. But not everyone can move abroad. Not everyone can have that experience. I myself did everything from the comfort of my home here in Italy. So what you need to do is you need to create those conditions, that environment, as much as you can. And nowadays, fortunately, it's very easy to do so. What you need to do is watch movies and series in English with English subtitles. No translations, please, because we want to keep our mind focused on one language at a time. And a translation in that case would be a distraction. It needs to be 100% English. Do this whenever you can. Doesn't matter how busy you are, whenever you have free time, in your lunch break, when you come home from work, watch something that you like, something that you enjoy, that makes you laugh, that keeps you interested. And even if you don't understand everything, don't worry about it. Don't feel discouraged. It's perfectly okay. It's normal. Just keep going. You can also watch vlogs, YouTube videos, listen to podcasts, just anything really, as long as it's in English. I usually recommend long series like Friends, The Office, those series with a lot of seasons, because that way they will keep you company for a really, really long time, and you will also get used to the characters' accents, because sometimes it can be difficult to learn when there are so many different accents. You watch a movie and it's a completely different way of speaking from the other ones, which is still good, don't get me wrong, it's good exercise to learn new accents, but a series with a lot of seasons will make sure that you really take your time and get used to it. Another thing that you can do to help you enter this mindset is to change the language of your devices to English. Because let's face it, we use them every day, whether it's our phone, our computer, our iPad, our Apple Watch. Set the language to English. You'll be surprised of how much vocabulary you can learn by just using your phone and playing around with settings, for example, with the camera adjustments, and so on. It's such an easy thing to do, but it really does make a difference. Even just reading the date and seeing, ooh, it's Wednesday, it helps your mind switch. Now, once you've created this kind of artificial English environment and you do it consistently, you should already notice a big difference. This is when I started to notice a difference. This is how I did it. I would watch many series, videos. I would consume so much content in English. And then, without even realizing it, I was thinking in English. My inner voice was saying things in English, and I wasn't even doing it on purpose. It was just so natural. Another very important thing is to stop translating everything. If you want to say something, if you want to think of something in English, do it already in English, even if it's just your inner voice. Don't think of the phrase or the word in your native language and then you try to translate it in English. That's not going to do anything for you. That's not going to help you. It's only going to take too much effort and too much time, and we don't want that. Try to think it already in English. Don't worry about making mistakes. Don't worry about your pronunciation. You're just getting used to thinking in English, no matter how incorrect it may be. no one can hear you. During the day, keep this going. Keep your mind active. Try to name what you see. Try to describe what you see. And at the end of the day, think of what you did, of what needs to be done, of what you will do tomorrow in English. Have small conversations with yourself. And if you don't know the words for something, try to find alternative ways of saying it. My tip for you is to keep your sentences short and simple. You don't need to use complicated structures. Only use what you feel comfortable with in that moment. For example, wow, today was very tiring. I worked hard. I went grocery shopping. I cooked for my family. And now I would just like to relax. It's short, simple, basic, but effective. Do this every day. Keep track of everything you're doing. And then when you feel more comfortable, add new things. Describe what you're doing. Ooh, let's see, what's on the TV tonight? I don't really want to watch this show. I find it silly. Let's change the channel. Oh, maybe this documentary will be more interesting. Let's watch this instead. It's important that you be consistent with this exercise. It's really, really helpful. And I know what you might think. This is too easy. It cannot be that easy. Well, trust me, it is. You don't need to spend hours on grammar books and be desperate and miserable to start thinking in English. Thinking is the easiest activity, comes naturally, and that's how it should be in whatever language. Again, it does not happen overnight. It does require some practice because like all things, your mind needs to get used to it. But it will be super easy and effective if you practice consistently. All right, guys, these were my tips. If you have any questions, any doubts, or if you just want to share your experience of how you started thinking in English, leave a comment and I will be happy to read them. If you enjoyed this video, send me a super thanks to support my work. Like this video, share it, subscribe to my channel, and as always, thank you so much for watching.